In life, there are things we do every day without questioning them. Brushing our teeth, drinking tea, cleaning, or bathing. But sometimes, we forget that self-love and self-respect are the solid foundation upon which a happy and successful life is built. The words of wisdom from great figures about self-love not only offer encouragement but also open doors for us to rediscover ourselves and learn to love ourselves more deeply. We often hear about love for others. Yet we rarely stop to think that loving ourselves is the first step toward making everything perfect. So, how can we truly love ourselves? Let's explore this in today's video. And if you find this content meaningful, don't forget to show your support for our channel. Inner Stillness. Self-love is not something that happens in an instant, it is a decision. A commitment to oneself. As a famous philosopher once said, "Love yourself first, and everything else will fall into place." When you love and respect yourself, you no longer need to seek validation from others. This profound truth can transform the way we approach life. Many of us spend years chasing approval from friends, family, or even strangers, thinking that this will bring us happiness or fulfillment. But in reality, the only approval that matters is the one we give ourselves. When we make the conscious decision to embrace our own worth, it empowers us to navigate life with confidence and clarity. Self-love doesn't mean being arrogant or selfish, it simply means recognizing and honoring the value we hold as individuals. By committing to love ourselves, we open the door to authentic happiness and meaningful relationships. It all starts with the simple, yet powerful, decision to prioritize our own well-being. Self-love is a decision, not a feeling. Self-love is not a fleeting emotion, but rather a long-term commitment to oneself. It involves setting boundaries, taking care of your mental and emotional health, and respecting your body. It's about making conscious choices every day that reflect your value and worth. True maturity comes when you embrace who you are, not when you try to become someone else. Too often, we look outside ourselves for validation, striving to meet external standards or live up to other people's expectations. But real growth occurs when we stop comparing ourselves to others and begin to accept our own uniqueness. When you decide to love yourself, you're choosing to nurture your mind, body, and soul, creating a life that aligns with your authentic self. It's a decision that leads to inner peace and self-empowerment, allowing you to face challenges with resilience and clarity. Slow down and enjoy the journey. Sometimes, we get so caught up in our work, our responsibilities, and the hustle of daily life that we forget that everything has its own time. Don't rush to prove that you're worthy. The fact that you're trying every day is proof enough that you're doing well. Remember, you deserve moments of relaxation and self-care. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to feel like we need to constantly push forward, achieve more, and prove our worth to others. But the truth is, the real measure of success is not about how quickly we get somewhere, but about how present and mindful we are along the way. Life is not a race. It's a journey that unfolds in its own time. And it's important to give yourself permission to slow down, to breathe, and to appreciate where you are in this very moment. When we stop to reflect, we realize that we're already doing enough. The constant striving for more can create stress and anxiety, but by embracing the journey, we allow ourselves the space to enjoy the process. Taking time for self-care doesn't make us lazy or unproductive, it makes us more resilient, more focused, and more able to give to others. So, take a moment today to pause, breathe, and appreciate how far you've come. You're already enough, and you deserve to enjoy the journey, not just the destination. Put yourself first. Self-love does not mean selfishness, rather, it means understanding that if you don't love yourself, you won't be able to love others fully. In order to care for others, you must first know how to care for yourself. This is not a sign of narcissism, but of self-awareness and respect for your own needs. You will live with yourself for the rest of your life. This quote reminds us that we are the only ones who will always be there for ourselves. And learning to prioritize our own well-being is essential to being able to give love and care to others. When you nurture yourself, physically, emotionally, and mentally, you build a foundation that allows you to pour love into the lives of those around you. Without depleting yourself, set boundaries and eliminate the negative. Self-love involves the ability to remove negative relationships and harmful influences from your life. When you start taking care of yourself, you not only feel better but also become someone who attracts positivity and growth. It's about recognizing that you have the right to say no to things, people, and situations that don't serve your well-being. Self-love is when you have the courage to say no to things that don't serve your growth. Setting boundaries is not a sign of weakness, it is a powerful form of self-respect. By removing negativity, you create space for new, positive experiences and relationships that nourish your soul and contribute to your personal development. Self-respect and forgiving yourself. An essential part of self-love is learning how to forgive yourself. Remember that we are not perfect, and the mistakes we've made in the past do not define our worth. Self-love is knowing how to forgive the mistakes of the past and understanding that you are exactly where you need to be. This quote reminds us that self-compassion involves accepting our imperfections and recognizing that growth comes from our experiences, not from avoiding mistakes. When you forgive yourself, you release the burden of guilt and regret, allowing space for healing and personal transformation. Self-respect is rooted in the understanding that we are all deserving of second chances, and that we are constantly evolving into the best version of ourselves. The lesson here is that self-love is not something distant or difficult to achieve. It is an everyday action, taking care of your mental, emotional, and physical health. When you love yourself, you will have the ability to love others more genuinely, and this is the foundation for building a happy and fulfilling life. Self-love is not about perfection, but about embracing your flaws and nurturing yourself with kindness and care. By making self-love a daily practice, you create a life of balance, peace, and meaningful connections. Ultimately, the love you give to yourself is the love you can share with the world. How do you express self-love in your daily life? Do you have any stories about learning to love yourself that you'd like to share? Feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to Inner Stillness for more inspiring videos on self-love and personal growth every day. This video not only helps you better understand the importance of self-love, but also encourages you to reflect on the values in your life. Quotes from great minds like these don't just provide comfort, they inspire you to be confident and love yourself. These values will help you build a more positive life, filled with strength and resilience. Keep growing, keep loving yourself, and keep sharing that love with the world.